welcome to another No Waste Wednesday. I'm Dawn the Reclusive Crafter. Today I am making use of some leftovers that I had from the Winter Wonderland journal that I did a little while ago. I think it was back in November I did it, and I had quite a few bits and pieces left over. So what I've done is I've cut them down into roughly, I guess, about 1 inch wide, and I'm going to make use of these today to see 1 inch wide. No, it's not 1 inch wide at all. It's about 1 centimetre wide strips, and I'm going to make use of these today with my project. So I'm not going to mess about today. I'm going to get straight into it and see how we get on. So how are we all today on Wednesday? It's hump day. Hump days always make you feel better, don't they? Because you know that half your working week is out of the way, which is fab. What I'm also using today is these little index cards. They are quite small, but they're good size. They're good sizes for little pockets because they're about 5 centimetres wide. My God, what is the matter with me? 5 inches wide, which is just over 12.5 centimetres, and in depth they are 3 inches deep, and that's about just over 7.5 centimetres. So they're quite a nice pocket size, but they're also quite a nice little journal size as well, so you can kind of dual use them if you want to. And today's project, honestly, it's so simple. All you need, like I say, is a bit of cardstock to stick stuff down on. It doesn't even have to be index card. These are actually only printed one side, so I'm going to be putting the design on the plain side, so that it gives you the back to write on, which I think is quite lovely. So that's what I'm doing with that. I've just got this bit of paper here to protect the desk from lots of glue build up, because this is going to be a gluey day today. And then, like I say, I've cut these strips out in 1 centimetre strips, just from leftovers that I had. The primary colour on this is blues, so if you're doing a blue journal or you know, something like that, it would work beautifully. You can do it with different colours. You can do it with whatever you like, really. Just, yeah, the world's your oyster. Just make use of what you've got, which is all about what No Waste Wednesday is. So I shall make a start and just show you the principle, but you can literally apply this however you want to. So I am going to start by just popping a strip of paper onto the card, and then what I'll do is when I've finished I will go around and trim it all up. So that's the principle. Okay, so and the other thing as well is I will not be putting them all in the same direction. I'm going to be kind of moving them around a little bit and just making use of the space I've got. But although it will look quite uniform, because obviously they're all strips of paper, try and butt it up as close to the other piece as you can. They are strips of paper. If you've got bits going in alternate directions, it makes quite an interesting pattern. So for this, for instance, what I'd like to do here, I'm just going to straighten that edge off because that's not a very straight edge there. Okay, I'm going to take this in about there, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction. And I'm just going to make pretty little patterns with strips of paper and just make it look lovely. Because that's what we do with crafting. We turn everything into loveliness. I'm going to cut that off now because that's really sticky and it's going to stick to the paper. But in actual fact, I can make use of that over here somewhere. Maybe if I straighten that edge up, I can make use of that down there. like that. Okay, and like I say, no rhyme or reason to any of this. I'm just sticking strips of paper down onto a bit of paper. And that's it, really. Again, it helps if your edges are straight. Let me just straighten that one up as well. And literally, it's just like putting a little old jigsaw puzzle together. There we go. What do you think? Hoping it looks all right when it's done. Should do, shouldn't it? I've not used this technique before, but I was just trying to think of something to use up these bits, and I thought, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I'm going to cut that up a little bit because I don't really need all of that. And it does mean as well that you can use up, you know, your tiniest little bits. And I know there are crafters out there that, do you know what? I won't call them ruthless because that's not fair. They're not ruthless. I absolutely get where they're coming from sometimes when they don't want to mess up their craft rooms with loads of what is effectively rubbish. But I know, sorry, what was I going to say there? I know there are a lot of crafters out there that like to get rid of the leftovers, if you like, from their projects as soon as they have finished the project. And the reason for that is they don't want like lots of bits hanging around and just generally making their workstations messy. But there are other crafters out there that can't bear to part with anything at all and like to make use of every single possible scrap that they've got. And I'm kind of one of those that like to make use of every single piece of scrap that I've got. And the reason I do that is because it really, to me, doesn't matter how small a scrap is. You can do something with it, even if it's only marrying it up with a different piece of scrap, which is exactly what I'm doing here. And the things that you can make from those scraps can end up to be absolutely beautiful and serve another purpose. And I genuinely think that sometimes we're too quick to get rid of stuff and not give any thought around, you know, what could be done with it. If it's not your bag at the end of the day, you know, that's absolutely fine too. I know, as I say, there are a lot of crafters out there that it's not that they can't be bothered, it's that, you know, they've got a set thought process and they don't like the clutter. Some people just can't work with a lot of clutter, and that's fine too. So I suppose it's a case of finding what works for you and finding your status quo, isn't it? Because we're all very different, and it's important sometimes that, you know, we find what works for us. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos recently from crafters saying about decluttering and getting rid of stuff and all of those sorts of things. And I sit and think, oh gosh, you know, the things that you could do with the stuff that's being got rid of effectively. I think it's quite sad, really. I mean, some would consider it to be quite a waste, and I guess it is. But I'm not knocking anybody that does, because I absolutely understand the mindset behind it. But I just happen to like using stuff like this. I think it's A, therapeutic, B, a really good use of things that would otherwise end up in waste. C, I think you can get some lovely bits out of what you do. And you get a lot of enjoyment. I mean, this takes absolutely no thought process at all. This is the simplest form of crafting there is. I am literally just cutting up bits of paper and sticking them onto paper. There really couldn't be anything simpler about it. But I enjoy doing it, and it's really therapeutic. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just going to tear this off because that page is getting a little bit too sticky, and I didn't tear it out to be able to fold it up. There we go. So I'm having a sticky morning. That's what I'm doing, folks. Having a bit of a sticky old morning to use up some of my bits. What are you all up to with your crafting? Share some ideas with me. What do you do with your little bits and pieces? I'd love to know, because I love using or making use of other people's ideas. You know, it's difficult to come up with all of your own ideas all of the time, and it's nice to hear what other people do so that you can you know, you can utilize those ideas and form them into your own designs, which is rather nice as well. I mean, I do have some original thought in my head, but I must admit I do troll the internet quite a lot to get ideas, and I think there's a lot of very talented people out there that really do give some absolutely fantastic ideas on how to use stuff from start to finish as well, you know, so not just using scraps, but actually, like Amanda, for example, Scrimping Mummy, she designs all her own digital work and then goes ahead and makes the projects out of them as well. And I think that's awesome. I would love to be able to, you know, create those digital prints, but I don't have the wherewithal to be able to do that, so I am reliant on people like Amanda to provide the basics for me to be able to then go on and produce what I produce, including things like this from the scraps of what I've produced. Yeah. So moving on to a different subject, 'cause I think I've probably bored you all with the use of scraps. Yeah, what's going on in your lives? I was subjected to a whole day yesterday, literally a whole day, I kid you not, of the Olympics, which is fine. I quite like the Olympics. I quite like watching some of it. But by about 7 o'clock last night, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit bored. So, yeah, what are you up to? Tell me what you're playing with at the moment. Okay, just butch that up a little bit. Just make sure that doesn't fall off of there. There we go. Make sure that's stuck down. And I'm just going to fill in these couple of little bits up here. Got me some bits. And we'll go with that little bit there. I think I'll put one of those there, and I'm going to put one of those up there too. Oh, no, I'm not, because I've got that bit there. Okay, let's use a different piece then. What we're going to use... I don't want to get too bogged down with what I'm going to use, because I want this to be a kind of a... not a brain dead task, but one that you don't have to spend too long thinking about. I think sometimes we get, especially me, God, when I'm decorating or embellishing stuff, it takes me a lifetime, literally a lifetime. I am my own worst enemy. I faff about. I audition stuff 60 odd times to make sure that I'm happy with it. Drives me bonkers sometimes. I wish I was more like Gail Agostinelli, who can just look at something and just know that's going to work. I think that's brilliant the way she does that. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Is it? No, that's not what I'm looking for. What else have we got here? Surely there's something a little bit different. That one there, that will do nicely. Yeah, I do find the embellishing part of decorating sometimes a little bit trialing, should I say. Oh, but I'm quite enjoying this. It's quite a nice little painless session, shall we say. That doesn't look like that's... You do need to make sure that you fill in your little gaps when you do this. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of that and a tiny little bit to go in there. Filling up my last little gappy bits, and then I'll show you the effect. And then once you've done this, you can literally embellish it however you want to. Let me just put that in there. Yeah. I don't think this is going to work with my current choice of projects, which is the steampunk project. But oh, it's fallen. My bit's fallen off. It's too tiny. I might have to use some glitter glue on there, possibly. Mayhaps, who knows? Oh, that's not very straight there, is it? Let's straighten that up. That's better. Okay, I think probably one more tiny bit in there, possibly. No, it's gonna have to go around that way, but that's fine. I can live with that going in a different direction. It don't rightly matter none, does it? All right then, I'm going to pop that. Oh, where was it there? Okay, so that's filled. All being well, it's all a bit wet and sticky at the moment. So let's see how it all trims off. So you're probably better, honestly, to wait until these dry before you start trimming them off. And I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see the edge very well. There we go, that's better. Yeah, you're probably better to wait until these dry a little bit before you start trimming them off, but just for the purposes of the video and for you to see how it works, I'm going to do the trimming now. There we go. Just get off. That's lovely. There. Okay, are we ready for the big reveal? And there we are. Isn't that lovely? And that's all out of scraps. And this is why I don't understand why some people want to just throw them away, because that's gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't that just beautiful? I mean, you could actually photocopy that and use that as a digital background, couldn't you? By simply expanding it on your computers. Really pleased with that. I love it. Very pretty. Tell me what you think. I'm going to make another one. If you want to sit and stay with me and have a little chat and just generally watch it, I'm good with that. Or if you want to disappear now, feel free to do so. If you are disappearing, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I'd love to have you as part of my team, but I do get if you've got things to do and you need to get away. So that's one done. Love it. So now we're going to do another one, and you can do these however you want. You could actually do it in rows, so it's all uniform. You could do it all one way, but at an angle, which would be nice too. So yeah, there's lots of opportunities, shall we say, when you're doing this sort of thing, and it's very therapeutic, which is lovely. Very, very simple. I'll just do another one, and then I will call it a day, because there's only so long you can sit and watch somebody gluing bits to a bit of card, isn't there? I think even I might get bored at watching somebody do it. But that's okay. I won't use that one yet. It's not long enough. What we've got here. That's a nice one, isn't it? It's just scissors and cut and glue, stick and do. There we go. Okay. And I have also, now I have a little bit more time on my hands and I'm getting myself a bit more organised, decided to start doing a Friday video. But Friday's video is going to be, I'm going to call it Quick Fire Friday, because I'm literally going to be doing a 15-minute or about a 15-minute video on a Friday. Just a very quick idea of anything really. So, you know, it might be using up scraps, it might be introducing new products, it might be showing you what I'm doing with my current projects. You know, I'm not really, it's not going to have a set theme of such. It's just going to be a quick fire Friday, just a quick 15-minute session for you to jump in, see what I'm up to and jump out again. So that's going to be the idea of it. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes, because I know I know sometimes the longer videos are difficult for people to sit and watch, because, you know, people don't have an hour to spare to sit and watch a video sometimes. Whereas, you know, 15 minutes might be more doable for some people. So that's my thought behind that. I thought I would try that and see how that goes. And again, if you've got any ideas about what you'd like to see, drop them in the comments, and I can start building a little portfolio of things that I want to do within that 15 minutes, which I think would be nice. So that's my next idea, folks. Tell me what you think. Okay, get off. Now then, interestingly, I'm not getting as sticky with this as I thought I was going to, which is nice. So it's not as messy a project as I thought it was going to be. But I am loving it. I'm loving the effect of it. Really, really pretty. Right pretty. Okay, I'll just cut that probably about there. So, there we go. I've not really got a lot to tell you today, to be fair, which is another reason I think why the video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than it has been previously. Yeah, there's only so much you can talk about, isn't there? And I haven't I've decided on the theme of my next project, but I still haven't really come to terms yet with what it's gonna look like. I think I will be going with a journal rather than a folio, I think, just as a heads up on that. Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm thinking at the moment. But ideas are still formulating. And to be honest with you, the only reason I'm doing the steampunk is because I did those ink dyed papers last week, and I need a reason to use them. And I thought the steampunk idea, especially with how beautiful it is, was absolutely perfect. So that's the reason behind the steampunk thing. I'm just, yeah, just once I've come up with something, oh yes, I'll do that, I then need to consider how I'm going to execute it. I've already got lots of ideas running around my head. I've already got the other half looking for bits for me. Where was I putting that? I was putting that there, wasn't I? There we go. Lovely. Yes. I must admit, I do enjoy starting new projects. The hardest bit I find is actually formulating the initial idea as to what you're going to do. And then I find once I've decided what I'm doing, it all comes together really nicely. But it's just getting over that first hurdle that I struggle with sometimes. Okay, this is going nicely. Nice, nice, nice. Oops. I'm not really sure what you'd call these. I don't know, scrappy journal cards? Or mosaic journal cards? I don't know. Would they be considered mosaic? Probably not. I think probably mosaic are probably a bit smaller, aren't they? I don't know. Let me know what you'd call them, because I need to come up with a name for it, don't I? Will that fit there? Not quite. Not quite, my dear. I'm going all sorts of ways on this. And we'll do a bit for there as well, I think. There we go. Oh, could do a bit up there as well. There we go. Make use of all three bits. Lovely. And I don't wish to scare anybody. I'm filming this on Monday and the sun is shining. I'm trying to say it very quietly so that I don't scare it and it runs away again. But that's a joy to behold, isn't it? The sun shining, you almost forget what it is, don't you? love a bit of sun. Okay, that's another 3 little pieces down. Nice, loving it, loving it, loving it. Right, I want a darkish piece. Have I got a dark piece? What have we got? Oh, no, that's not the dark piece that I'm looking for. Oh, have I used it all? I think I might have used all my darker pieces. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. No, that's a bit too dark, really. I don't want to go that rogue on it. Oh, I was looking for some more of this, but it seems I may have used it all. Oh, I'm sad now. I could. Oh, here we go. I'm going to just try a piece of this. One must improvise. There we go. Huh. It wasn't already cut, but that's all right. We can make that work. Okay, so I want a piece to go there. I want to cut that about there. And I want a piece to go in there, but it's not quite long enough. So I will save that for a little bit down here, perhaps. Oh, I've stuck my glue page to me other bit. Never mind, eh? Right, let's pop this on and we're nearly done. Oh, goodness me. Do you know what? One day, oh, I might get through a whole video without throwing something on the floor. That would be a bit novel, wouldn't it? Tum 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 tum. That piece can go there. And I think I'll do a little bit of that over here as well. Can go there. Where's that piece I just cut? Oh, it's there. It's not stuck down yet. Silly me. That's that one. Getting excited because we're nearly done. That's that one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What else do we want to do? Let's do a bit of this down here. Down here. Cut off about there. That's that one. What else are we going to use? Maybe. Oh, those. There we go. That's nice. We'll do that one there. Do we want to do that one there? Yeah, I think so. We'll do that one there. Put that in there. Where's that little piece? It's there. Will that fill that up? Yes, it will. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely jubbly. That piece can go there. Just lift this up so it doesn't stick on my paper. And put that bit glue it on the right side. Pop that bit there. And then I just need a tiny bit to go in there. Tiny bit. What shall we use? Let's use that tiny little bit there. And then we are good to go. Tra-la. Okay. Oh, come on, stick yourself down. You have found a home. Oh, I'm sticking to it now. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's a bit too tiny. I'm just, oops. Oh, I didn't want to do that, did I? Let me just pop a little bit of glitter glue on there. You pop that back on there before it oozes out all over the shop. Okay, and now I am messy. Right, let's pop that in there. Okay, I'll clean that up in a minute. When it's dried a little, I'll cut that bit off last. Let's just trim these up, see what we've got. Drum roll, I'm concentrating, I'm cutting, you can tell, can't you? Okay, let's turn it over and take a look. There we go. Fabulous. I'm loving these. And there we have it, 2 of them. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely loved that, and I really enjoyed doing them as well. Very therapeutic. Nice. They are stunning. Love those. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just out of teeny weeny little bits of scrap that normally you'd just cut off your paper, you wouldn't think twice about, and throw them in the bin. So there we have it. You've got a whole new lease of life there, and things that you can use absolutely beautifully in any journal. You could even use them actually on cards if you were making a birthday card. You could layer up, you could put a little bit of background behind that, and then some happy birthday wording over the top. That would look lovely, wouldn't it? So there we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is today's little project, all done using scraps. I think that's fair to say. That's a pretty good no waste Wednesday. So if you haven't already subscribed, love to have you. I will look forward to seeing you all again for my first Quickfire Friday. So take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye.